May 26th is going to be a massive day here at Walt Disney World, and in particular here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So on this episode of the Hollywood Studios Roundup, we're going to be taking a look at some brand new updates to, of course, Rockin' Rollercoaster starring the Muppets, as well as the brand new Walt Disney Studios courtyard, and see if we can take a sneak peek over at the new Monsters Inc. coaster, as well as land, which is coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios within the next few years. So without further ado, let's head on into the park. As of the recording of this, we are in mid-April, but that doesn't excuse anybody from making sure that you drink some water. It's warm, it's toasty, it can be very unexpected, and you're spending lots of hours outside, so make sure you drink some water, you spend some time in the shade, you wear stuff that will make sure that you are not going to get sunburned or that badly. So, something to keep in mind, but of course, Disney's Hollywood Studios, specifically Hollywood Boulevard, Sunset Boulevard, I don't know why I said Boulevard right there, but this whole area, probably one of my favorites here at Walt Disney World. Just the attention to detail all around is always such a treat. But the reason I was mentioning Sunset Boulevard is because we're going to make our way over there. We're going to move right along, as our friends Kermit and Fozzie once sang back in the Muppets movie, to head towards, of course, the brand new Rockin' Rollercoaster starring the Muppets, which of course has some massive updates as of the last few days. Our taking a look at the new Rockin' Rollercoaster starring the Muppets starts right at the front here with this brand new look at, of course, the super stretched limo. It looks really, really good for the most part. Obviously, this is more than likely what the ride vehicle is going to look like. Moving right along. The other thing to note is, of course, all of this is staying the same, but you can kind of see through the scrim, if I hang out over off to the side here, the psychedelic painting that's going on. I'm trying to talk a little louder because there is, of course, copyrighted music. I do wonder if that is going to change over here into some more either Muppets music or maybe even just some of the songs that are going to be part of this attraction. I don't really know yet. And of course, you do have face painting over here and the rock station. I'm assuming all of these are going to change over. The other thing I do actually want to take a note with is the building has changed. Like, it was obviously bright and all that other stuff. There is a new poster, I'm assuming, back over there. But there's new paint, apparently, too, coming to this attraction. Huh. Other than the psychedelic paint that's on, of course, the things here with the guitar. I don't know what to say. All of that to say, we do officially have a brand new opening date for this attraction, which is going to be May 26th, which was why I alluded that May 26th is going to be a massive day for Disney. There is stuff opening at every single park except for Magic Kingdom. And of course, those things include a new Bluey experience and character meet and greet over at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Soarin' Across America will debut at Epcot, along with, I believe, one or two other little minor things. Over here at Disney's Hollywood Studios, you now have Rockin' Rollercoaster starring the Muppets, alongside, of course, the opening of Walt Disney Studios lot, which is that little animation courtyard area. It's going to be all revamped under its new label, new name. Of course, the magic of Disney's animation isn't going to open yet. The other thing to note here is that we do have the official soundtrack list for the brand new version of this ride. I'm pulling it up because otherwise I will forget what they are. So it includes all covers done by the Electric Mayhem. That is who is singing. So it's not like, specifically, it's a Sabrina Carpenter song and the Electric Mayhem are like side pieces. The Electric Mayhem is fully a part of this attraction. And that includes Song 2, Born to be Wild, featuring Camilla the Chicken. Very intriguing. Love Rollercoaster, featuring Jennifer Hudson and Questlove. Rock, Rock Till You Drop, featuring Def Leppard. And then, of course, Walking on Sunshine, featuring Kelly Clarkson. There are a few ones I do like. I think are going to go very well. Born to be Wild, Rock, Rock Till You Drop. Probably going to be the two favorites, I think, on this attraction. There was also the hint by not only Imagineers and those who are a part of rolling out all the information for this brand new update, which did tease that the band might be adding some bonus tracks, so we could be seeing a bit more than what we are getting. Maybe we'll get Can You Picture That? I still think that would be a easy layup for not just Muppet fans, but also just for Disney to include as a part of this attraction. But that is just what you see throughout. And I am going to walk over just to kind of take a look here towards the front. Of course, you get a look. It's almost done. Oh, and even in the concept art, it is a darker color to highlight the psychedelic look. I guess I missed that in the concept art. Well, of course, the other thing to note here, as we pass by the G-Force Records logo and some awesome cast members working out front here, holding a giant pinboard, and over towards the Villains Unfairly Ever After, the villain show that opened here last summer, and of course, excitement and preparation for Villains Land. Most of the actual theming and story of the attraction is going to remain largely the same. Many of the themings and things of that sort will have a gigantic Muppet twist, which is going to be, of course, very, very nice. But again, it's all going to be, you know, Muppetified, like all the Hollywood landmarks, things of that sort, all with a Muppet twist, which will be very, very cool. It is going to, I think, be really, really great. I still can't believe I jokingly called this about a few years ago now, when they were first thinking through where this could go. And I was like, you know, well, if they do end up getting rid of, you know, Muppet Vision 3D and all that other stuff, which broke my heart, they should move the Muppets over to Rockin' Rollercoaster. And I said it very loosely as a joke at the time, you know, because they would never do that. There's so many other things they could have done, you know, and a lot of people would have loved Powerline or a few other things. But the fact that we're getting Muppets a new home has me suspecting at some point maybe this whole entire area will become a little new Muppets courtyard. I know that's what a lot of people are wishing, myself very much included in that, but we'll have to wait and see just on what the future holds for that, because this villain show is probably going to be here for the next few years before, of course, Villains Land opens up at the Magic Kingdom. But in regards to Muppets, that's all we got so far. May 26th this year, coming sooner than we think. Hey everyone, Future Tim here, using the phone camera because I forgot my SD card in my lovely camera here. But as you can see up ahead, obviously, there's been a few big, massive changes here to Rockin' Rollercoaster since we were last here. I do want to talk about them. There is a nice, lovely, kind of gray colors here, which really highlights the psychedelicness. But the biggest change, however, is going to be a little bit more up this way. And that is the fact that we get to see the guitar herself in all her glory. So as you can see, there is, of course, the guitar. Down below, of course, there's going to be that gold key a little later on. But the building is almost done. You can see they've got a few other bits and pieces here to work with. But an unexpected little update before we get ready to ride this attraction. This will be the last update before, of course, the attraction opens. Very excited about it. Once again, May 26th on that, and back to present day. Also, as we get a little closer to that sign, anyone else love the little DCA, specifically old DCA reference with Paradise Pier, as it has long been gone, and of course it's been Pixar Pier for a number of years now, but still enjoy this little reference to DCA, and it's not the only reference, of course, because you are dealing with California and Hollywood, so it's not the only Disneyland-esque reference over in this area, which, if I remember my history correctly between Sunset Boulevard and Hollywood Boulevard, is that Sunset Boulevard is a little bit later on. I believe this is set in the 40s and 50s, and then Hollywood Boulevard is the 20s and 30s. Someone fact check me on that. Well, May 26th may be a big day for the Muppets getting their brand new home. It's also a big day for Animation Courtyard, which has been undergoing a massive change over to the Walt Disney Studios lot. And as you can see, there's a big old sorcerer change. And I gotta tell you, just from this little glimpse here, it looks fantastic. So what exactly and why was this change made? Well, Animation Courtyard has been a weird area here at Disney's Hollywood Studios for a little while now, pretty much since Star Wars Launch Bay opened as a way to pretty much get everybody excited and hyped for the upcoming Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge has been now open for 7 years. Yes, reminding you and me that 2019 was 7 years ago. Pretty crazy. But pretty much since then, Hollywood Studios this specific part of studios has been a very interesting, odd area because of the fact that this is not the only Star Wars area. In fact, there were 3 for a good chunk of time, which this area was mainly character meet and greets, things of that sort. BB-8, Kylo Ren, Chewie, Vader, those 4 mixed together over the course of time. But now, of course, it is being replaced once again by the magic of Disney Animation, which was that Star Wars Launch Bay building all those years ago. I actually have a picture of me and my sister laughing hysterically at Mr. Incredible putting on my sister's Pluto hat from the magic of Disney Animation. This, of course, will include a new Olaf Draws thing, which allows you, with the help of a animatronic Olaf and unfortunately video screened animators, to draw some of your favorite characters, right? Genie, I think Baymax might be included, Nick and Judy Hopps from Zootopia, Mickey, Olaf, a few others, right? There's a whole list, and we'll talk about that more once this area officially opens up. But again, May 26th is specifically the opening of this area, which let's take a look at that concept art since we're right over here in just a second. Since we're right over here, we'll take a look at the concept art for it. But the courtyard itself, which has of course been labeled the Walt Disney Studios lot, will officially open. The Little Mermaid has been reopened for a while, but the thing that will open this time around is going to be the old Disney Junior, which is going to be Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live. I personally am a big fan of this change. Even though I do miss the classic Hollywood Studios arch, I think it's really going to open this whole entire area up. I do want to see if we can get a little closer, because I've seen a few videos and stuff talking and taking a look at it, and you, in fact, can, which is pretty cool. So we're going to make our way kind of over there. The cool thing is, as I turn the camera around here, there is definitely some more shade, right? You've got some trees and things going up in here. There's a whole green space right in the middle, which is pretty cool to see. But I definitely want to get a closer look at that sorcerer hat. The other thing that I found really cool too that Disney recently posted is the fact that they have actually added in some handprints. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is a beautiful shot right here. This is what we get to see when we walk in, and that is just fantastic. Again, inspired by the original, or not original, but the current animation building, which I believe is the Roy E. Disney Animation Building over in Burbank, California. It's very much inspired by that. But just up ahead right here, there is a bunch of kind of the classic Hollywood Studios nods, but instead of actors, it is actually, get this, Disney characters, which I think is super, super cool. I am a massive fan of that. They've got like Maui and Moana and Hercules and Pegasus and Stitch and Mufasa and Simba and Cinderella, and one of her shoes is missing, so you see like her footprint, but then you also see the shoe print. It's really cool, and it's a nice touch. Of course, what's over by in front of the Chinese theater here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It's a very classic Hollywood Studios touch that I personally really enjoy. I think this area, once it is fully open and realized, is going to be a fantastic addition here to Disney's Hollywood Studios. Again, the whole courtyard plus Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live will be opening May 26th as well. So a lot going on over in this area, and we will be here to talk and cover all the things. I don't know whether or not I'm going to be here or at Epcot for specifically the 26th. There is going to be cast as well as DVC and annual pass holder previews for the Muppets coaster, and I'm definitely going to want to see it as early as possible, as of course I am a big fan of the Muppets, so getting a chance to see them is going to be great. Of course, because it's been a while since I've filmed any videos, I do want to mention that over here inside Walt Disney Presents is a little a Walt Disney Imagineering exhibit, which showcases the 3 major lands coming to some of the different parks, or at least the 3 immediate ones: Piston Peak, as well as Monstropolis, and of course, last but certainly not least, over at Disney's Animal Kingdom, the first one to open, Tropical Americas. As we're just kind of making our way around the park right now, it is pretty busy. We're in mid-April. We're just past the spring break time frame here at Disney's Hollywood Studios, so crowds are a little, you know, tasty. The other thing to note too, and one of the things I personally am very excited about, is the fact that when these areas open, it's adding more capacity to Disney's Hollywood Studios, which I feel out of all of the parks right now, this and Animal Kingdom struggle the most with that. Wait times are definitely skewed big time because they're missing some of their major attractions. Of course, when Muppets reopens and then the magic of Disney animation fully gets realized, I think that will help to balance out the crowds here a good little bit. And even more so when Monstropolis opens, which is what we're about to go check out now as we're making our way through another Pixar classic, Toy Story Land here. But let's flip it around. The other thing, of course, with that is Animal Kingdom, of course, once Tropical America opens, definitely going to help alleviate that big time. I mean, you're adding 2 brand new attractions and like 1 overlay, 1 redo, essentially, or refurb. I don't know what to call it. The word is escaping me. Mainly because of the fact that Toy Story Mania is 65 minutes right now. Granted, it is for the most part inside, but holy shnikes, it is busy today. Not a bad thing though. Anyways, I've definitely been rambling. Let's continue on over to Monstropolis to check out some of the progress there. One of the things that has opened since, of course, we've had a video, because it's been a very long time, is this brand new popcorn stand here. And the thing to note is they do have Pizza Planet spring rolls. The difference between these spring rolls versus the ones that are at Magic Kingdom is that these are air fried. And the ones at Magic Kingdom very much use oil. And they also have the cheeseburger one and they have the pepperoni one. The pepperoni ones are also over here as well. So we're making our way over into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge right now. Of course, a big thing up here coming very, very soon. Not only a brand new Star Wars film, but also brand new missions to Smuggler's Run. So let's head over to the Falcon. Before we make our way over towards the Millennium Falcon, let's talk about the elephant in the room. And that is the fact that Disneyland's Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is getting a massive change here on April 29th. April 29th, Galaxy's Edge is splitting in 2. This whole area that we're walking through over at Disneyland is going to be themed around the original trilogy. That's right, episodes 4 through 6 is getting some love, which means you can meet Han, Leia, and Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader and classic stormtroopers in this area, with, of course, the Resistance base and all that still remaining a part of the sequel trilogy, as Rise of the Resistance, of course, is a massive undertaking and, of course, is very much themed to the sequel trilogy, unless they ever decide to bring an overlay to it. But this is not coming to Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World is remaining the same. I do want to emphasize that here as we're making our way towards the Falcon to talk about the update to Smuggler's Run. This Galaxy's Edge is remaining the same, all themed, of course, to the sequel trilogy. And I personally would love to see us get the crazy original trilogy update as a fan, of course, of the original movies. And I mean, episode 4 is the movie that made me and millions of others very big fans of Star Wars. But who knows? Either way, we're in front of the Falcon though. And that leads us beautifully into talking about the update to Smuggler's Run. Coming 4 days before May 26th, we're getting brand new missions here at Smuggler's Run. It's going to feature the iconic characters of the Mandalorian and Grogu. Of course, these characters in particular have had a very tremendous impact over the last 7 years. Again, 2019, 7 years ago, everybody. We get to journey alongside the Mandalorian and Grogu as we get to also decide where exactly we're going, and we're going to take out the Empire, things of that sort. But this is all, of course, in conjunction with the brand new Mandalorian and Grogu film, which is also releasing that same day. Pretty excited about the film. I think it's going to be just a lot of fun. These missions is to make everybody more involved into this attraction. So the engineers will have a lot more to do. If I remember correctly, they'll actually get to pick your destination where you go. And then, of course, they also get to feed Grogu, all that sort of stuff. Gunners will have a bit more of a role, and then of course the pilots, that remains unchanged because it is easily the coolest part of the experience. What this update hopes to do essentially is to make everyone a little more involved, a little more well-rounded, so everyone can have greater fun rather than just the pilots, because that is the best part of this attraction. So will it do that? I don't know, but we'll be here to check it out again when it reopens with this brand new update on May 22nd. You know, one thing I love about Galaxy's Edge is just how immersive this whole area is. But I feel a disturbance in the Force. Not to worry, that is of course the crane, that is for Monstropolis. You just for some reason can see it through Batuu, which, you know, we're supposed to be on another planet. I don't know how that makes sense. Unless Doc Ondars is doing some expansion to his warehouse. Anyways, also pretty crazy, and our loop around Rise is shorter than Mania. 55 minutes compared to 65, because that's how math works. It is shorter. We're making our way once again, like I said earlier, to Monstropolis. While moving right along may be a Muppets specific song, they are moving pretty quickly over here at Monstropolis. Of course, it's been a little bit, but this wall has definitely moved forward as they're getting ready to make way for this exciting land. And of course, we got the concept art coming up here. Right here. That beautiful piece of concept art. The most recent one when they were talking about this attraction, giving it a few different changes. But let's make our way kind of up towards the lovely baseline tap room, because there's going to be a bit of a better vantage point for us to see through here. Ooh, Pluto's out. And you can see over here, there is a bunch of scaffolding all over the place here. It looks like they're doing some work. Look at this. This is cool. But you can see there's a bunch of work going on. Of course, right over here at the former site of Gonzo's Royal Flush / Pizza Rizzo. And then, of course, on the former home of Muppet Vision 3D. God, we need that show back. Anyways, can't really see much past that, but there is a bunch of scaffolding going on. I don't know what exactly the state of Mama Melrose looks like, and there doesn't seem to be scaffolding there yet. Of course, Mama Melrose, out of all the buildings here, is going to go through the biggest change, turning into Harryhausen's, which I am beyond stoked about. But a lot is going on. However, the biggest change is what you can't necessarily see within the park, but you can see via our lovely friend over at BioReconstruct. I don't know him personally, but big shout out to BioReconstruct, because he is the one who captures a lot of these. And some of his most recent shows us that this attraction, specifically the door coaster, has gone vertical. They are installing the big support columns for the actual ride itself. They're going with that classic technique of building the ride first and then building the building around it to make the install easier and also quicker as well. So that is pretty exciting for sure. things are moving pretty quickly. I'll try to get a glimpse of it as we're making our way out of Disney's Hollywood Studios, specifically past the road and things of that sort, when we're actually leaving studios. But pretty cool to say nonetheless. It's moving a lot quicker. There was a while there where it felt like this project was moving the slowest out of everything else. All right, trying my best, everybody, while I'm leaving the park. They put up a lot more poles since Bio took that picture. But that's what you can see. I'm gonna try my best. Make sure that's zoomed, but pretty crazy. As we are making the loop around, I do want to say that one of the cool things that you get to see is this shot of the Sorcerer Hat over this side. It's pretty cool to see, and I really dig it. Just keeps this whole space open, and it's definitely going to be an attention grabber, because it definitely grabbed my attention. So pretty cool in that regard. Ooh, and Jiminy Cricket's out. They've been doing this a lot lately, of bringing some rare characters out over in this area, plus the entertainment over on that side as well. Really good. We need more of this, Disney. More of this, more entertainers, more of that, just because it's going to make things a lot easier. But that's it for Disney's Hollywood Studios. There is a lot happening right now. So much is coming. Specifically, once again, saying the date again here for you, May 26th. May 26th. It is a big day, like I said, for here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So much reopening for the Walt Disney Studios lot is officially going to be opening. And then, of course, Muppets taking over the Rockin' Rollercoaster will be complete that day, and it is going to be awesome. So feel free to stick around for that. Without that being said, thank you so much for tuning in today as we get to see that thunderous applause. Not for me, but for these lovely cast members, as they definitely deserve it. Cast members are the ones that make the magic happen. All to say, lots of exciting things and updates coming here to Disney's Hollywood Studios. And we're going to try to keep it all covered here as we move right along. Without further ado, see you all in the next one.